Hello everyone, I'm John Higgins. This is PNG Tonight. Coming up, 6,000 Papua New Guineans die each year from diabetes. That's the known figure. Half the country's people are overweight, posing more health risks. That's also known. Also, how infrastructure at the University of Papua New Guinea has been left to deteriorate, and addressing the problems of school fights at the sports field. The executive director of the Port Moresby General Hospital is Dr. Loomis Gupta, a 47-year-old vascular surgeon from India. Dr. Gupta has been in Papua New Guinea for just over a year. He is slim, fit, resonates health in every way. But a month ago, Dr. Gupta suffered a major heart attack. He had a 99% blockage around his heart. Not good at all. What saved his life was the quick treatment at the Port Moresby General Hospital before being rushed to Australia. The point here is that a doctor who knows a lot about blood flow nearly died from heart failure. Imagine you and I. On World Health Day today, diabetes is the World Health Organization's theme for this year. Dr. Gupta spoke to PNG Tonight on how diabetes is killing 6,000 Papua New Guineans and how other blood-related diseases affect over 50% of the people. Thank you, Doctor, for coming on to PNG Tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right, it's World Health Day in the world, and in Papua New Guinea, I think it is a special day because we're, as a country, vulnerable to all sorts of sicknesses. But to the World Health Day, they normally choose a particular disease and concentrate on, and this time it's diabetes.
Yes.
Doctor, tell us about it. How are we with this disease in this country?
Like you rightly said, the World Health Day is celebrated with the idea of stressing upon one particular disease each year. And for 2016, the WHO has stressed upon diabetes because the numbers are so astounding. 422 million people have diabetes in the world.
422
million.
Million?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
There are 422 million diabetics, and out of these, 1.5 million die each year from diabetes.
That's
Directly,
staggering.
yes.
That's staggering.
Yes, it
Wow.
is. Yes.
So that's the world. Let's relate it to PNG now.
Well, in PNG, it's equally frightening. As people grow older, as healthcare becomes better, people live longer. So lifestyle diseases are increasing in PNG, as in the rest of the world. I think as per WHO's statistics, about 10% of all deaths in the country are directly related to diabetics. Okay.
Right.
And equally or slightly more percentage of deaths are indirectly related to diabetes. Okay. That translates to about 6,000 people dying each year from diabetes.
In Papua New Guinea?
In Papua New Guinea.
6,000?
Yes.
The number could be more?
Absolutely. The number is definitely more. These are only the cases which are reported.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
There must be
That's
so many
frightening,
more.
Doctor.
Yes,
it is really frightening.
It is.
And there are concerns, we talk about it each time, in the news media, it appears all the time, of these kinds of sicknesses. And diabetes, it's to do with lifestyle. And it's how are we getting it? Did we get it before? How are we getting it in such high numbers this time?
Mm-hmm. Well, diabetes is not something which is acquired. It is a genetic disease. There is a defect in the genes in producing insulin, though lifestyle factors affect the development of the full-blown disease.
Okay.
And what is diabetes? Diabetes is unregulated glucose control inside the body.
Okay.
Okay.
And
So the blood sugar, which is supposed to be maintained between roughly 80 to 120 milligram per 100 ml of blood, it just goes haywire, and the blood sugars rise beyond 120.
and when blood sugar rises, it's to do with lifestyle, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It is. It's dependent on the food that we
Yeah.
eat. It's dependent on the physical activity that we do. The lifestyle factors. Okay, and these can be controlled. So that's the good thing about diabetes. On one hand, yes, it can cause a lot of complications, but on the other hand, it's a disease that can be controlled. It's in our hand to control it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay, and you are the executive director of the Port Moresby General Hospital, and you specialize in vascular. You're a vascular specialist surgeon.
Yes.
Tell me about the situation in Port Moresby, at the Port Moresby General Hospital. Is there something to be concerned about? What are the levels of people with diabetes?
Well, Port Moresby General Hospital is the national referral and teaching hospital for PNG. Yeah. So we see much more complicated cases and referred cases. So, the proportion of diabetics of all the patients admitted in the hospital would be more. And I can estimate about 30 to 35% of patients who are admitted at the hospital also have diabetes.
Wow.
Either they're admitted because of diabetes, or they have a comorbidity, associated disease, along with their primary disease.
Oh, wow. Okay. So what would the hospital and would you advise viewers out there that what they need to do, if it's not hereditary, if it's not genes, if it's not passed on, what do they need to do to avoid being a diabetic?
Well, like I said, diabetes is something that can be controlled. It's in our hands to control it. One of the most important things to do is to control the diet. There's another statistic for you. Almost 50-55% of Papua New Guineans are overweight, as per WHO numbers.
Wow.
On the WHO website, it says 55% of Papua New Guineans are overweight.
That, I mean, we have, some 8 million people
Yes.
in this country. 50% of that 8 million is overweight.
Is overweight. I mean, on the other hand, you've also got a problem of malnutrition.
Yes.
Yes, in the kids,
Wow.
but in adults, almost
We tip the scales either way, don't we?
either way.
Gee,
Yes.
wow. Only happens in this country.
So-
wow. How is that? How is that? From what we're eating?
Eating and physical activity.
Yes, or
like I
lack
said.
of it.
Or lack of it, yes. So the advice is to do 45 minutes of walking, brisk walking every day.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
That is something that can really control and prevent diabetes. Even those who have diabetes, if they do brisk walking for 45 minutes every day,
Yes.
the amount of drugs required to control the blood sugar goes down, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And this bit about the overweight thing, quite puzzling. What other sicknesses can an overweight person get? I mean, when you're overweight, you are vulnerable. You open the doors to all kinds of sicknesses.
Yes.
And what kinds would an overweight person get?
Diabetes, of course, is
Is
the
this
first one.
yeah.
You can get cardiac disease. Cardiac disease means ischemic heart disease, that the blood vessels supplying the heart, they develop blockages, and not if enough blood goes into the heart muscle, and you get a heart attack.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Another disease that can happen because of overweight is stroke.
Yeah, that's right. You get a stroke.
You get a blood clot inside the brain, and that causes paralysis or even death.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You can get all sort of respiratory disease from being overweight. Okay. Breathlessness and dyspnea and respiratory failure
Yes.
from overweight. Okay.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, and what about our Papua New Guineans, the small group, the economic people, if you like, the workers, the knowledgeable, the ones that sit in the chairs and work long hours and don't do all this exercise. From those statistics, 50%, which proportion of that are public servants or people who've got jobs? I wonder if you've got anything on that.
Well, definitely those who do not, who have what is called a sedentary lifestyle,
Yes.
that is sitting at desks and working long hours, they are more vulnerable because of lack of physical activity. So you've got all these technology today, your Apple Watch or the Fitbits and these kind of watches, they keep reminding people to walk, to stand up every hour
Okay.
and walk a little circle around their desk and then sit again.
Well,
So even that helps. Any physical activity
yes.
throughout the day is important.
Okay. Well, there you are. I think we need to observe some of these
Yes.
little small things that we take for granted but important for our lives.
Absolutely.
Dr. Gupta, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay. Dr. Loomis Gupta, the Executive Director and Vascular Surgeon at the Port Moresby General Hospital. He also said smoking and betel nuts are deadly lifestyle habits in Papua New Guinea. This is PNG Tonight. After the break, an icon to an eyesore, the decaying state of the University of Papua New Guinea's infrastructures.